thinking about what I was going to talk to you guys about today, I sat for a long time and thought, why did I join the Party for Socialism and Liberation? Like a roll of film, images began rapidly rolling by in my mind. Images of past demonstrations and marches organized by ANSWER and the PSL, images of forums and candidate classes I've attended, and images of all the profoundly inspirational people who I've met. I then thought to myself, who was I before all of this? I was born here in the United States, but when I was 5 years old, my father decided to move back home to Palestine. We lived there for about a decade before we came back to the States. Growing up in Jerusalem, Palestine, it was clear that opportunities for a decent life were slim. Things that we take for granted here are extremely difficult political acts there. Visiting family was near impossible if your passport was the wrong color. Buying groceries was a huge hassle because to carry them home, you had to get on the bus only to get kicked off the bus at a checkpoint where you had to stand in a cage-like structure to wait to have your passport checked, all of your belongings searched through an X-ray machine by a soldier with a gun. Going to school became an hour-long car drive when the apartheid wall came up, even though prior to that, I was able to cross the street and walk it in a mere 15 minutes. All of these things, checking passports, checking possessions, treating us like animals, pointing their guns at us, and making our lives as difficult as possible, made a deep, profound impact on me. However, as I was growing up, I didn't only see the difficulties and 60-foot walls that stood in the Palestinians' way, but I saw the resistance. I saw on the news the young men leaving their homes as they went to the streets and picked up stones and faced tanks in their communities, knowing that they were no match, but chose to fight despite their disadvantage. I saw the elders fight to get past checkpoints because they were determined to pray at Al-Aqsa Mosque. I saw children sell tissue boxes and packs of gum at checkpoints because their parents were struggling to make ends meet and the children had to work too. I saw my people struggle, resist, and survive against all odds. When I moved back to the United States at age 14, all of this stayed with me, never to be forgotten. Finishing up high school here proved difficult, not academically, but culturally. Because I am Muslim, I was constantly bombarded with bigoted comments and ridiculous questions. I realized that so many people in this country were stuck in their own bubble and were almost completely unaware of what goes on outside of the States or what America's role is globally. Because I wear the hijab, the scarf that covers my hair, instead of people asking me, where are you from, they would jump to racist assumptions and ask me, are you Afghan? I once had a fellow classmate tell me straight to my face, you are a terrorist, go back to your country. Not knowing that I would in fact give anything to go home, but I can't. The intolerance that I was surrounded by was an outrage. I was shocked to live in a diverse city such as Los Angeles, only to be constantly faced with hate and discrimination. My second year of college, I was introduced to the Party for Socialism and Liberation. The PSL for me was a reflection of true, passionate resistance in the United States. In the PSL, I realized that I'm not the only one suffering from discrimination and oppression, but there were all shades of skin that felt the way I do. The PSL not only opened my eyes to the various types of struggles that people face on a day-to-day basis, racism, sexism, homophobia, among others, but they also opened my eyes to various types of resistance. Whether it's a mass protest, a solidarity march, or something as simple as a Friday night forum, the PSL is always active in the face of the oppressor, always ready to stand up and fight back. So when I think back to who I was before the PSL, it seems like I was always destined for the PSL. My upbringing, my experiences, my opinions about those experiences, and my ability to distinguish between the oppressed and the oppressor all led me to become who I am today, a member of the party that identifies the struggle, fights for the people, and never backs down, a member of the Party for Socialism and Liberation.